Good evening, good evening. I'm a candidate for governor of Florida, and I did have a question. What does it really mean to you to hear the words for the people and by the people, and then associate that to a representative democracy that's every single person that we elect that has no legislative accountability to its citizens? The individuals who come out and they campaign on fixing things for you, but do not have to answer to you. What does for the people, by the people mean in this system? We are watching, thanks to technology. It has happened so fast and you get so much information so quickly that we are able to see the very fabric of the idea of democracy just be torn apart because we are realizing that citizens cannot do enough to interject. That when we hear the three forms of government, legislative, judicial, and executive, they never consider citizens as a governing body. That's what I'm running for governor for. It has to start at a state. States still have sovereignty. This means we still have the ability to remove some things and push new and better and more progressive ideas and can try to start heading in a better direction. But listen, the reality is this. Typically, when the ship is sinking, everyone is seeking a lifeboat. How many people are going to bypass the lifeboat? Not many. To go find other people. Not many. Most are going to get on the lifeboat. We're watching people not come and get citizens. They're hopping on the financial lifeboats. And we can do something about it. Not today. And that's the accountability piece that all citizens that hear my message have to accept. Is that, hey, when I became a voting citizen, whether I chose to use my right or not, I'm accountable for where we are today. And because I'm accountable for where we are today, I can choose to start doing something different or following or setting up a better path. Because I did not vote, or even if I did vote, I never really considered that the people who tell me they're going to do the best by me legislatively were never held accountable to me. They can independently vote however they choose, which caused the corporate greed to exacerbate and just take off on us because there were no rules in place. There were no mitigation efforts in place to protect the citizen. And every protection, every social program, every program that we are using for the citizen is being written off or has been written off. And every representative is responsible for that. Now, I told you, and I mean this emphatically, I am not upset at anyone who voted for somebody that wanted to tell them that they were going to do good by them, because that's what's supposed to happen. The part that upsets me is that when we find out that you're not doing that, there's nothing we can do about it. That's what's upsetting. It's the part where we cannot ensure that the things that you campaign on, that you even you have to author a bill or piece of legislation to run exactly on what you said. That you can now stand in front of a camera and produce excuses. Please, millennial, younger generation, the older generation, give us a chance to pass down something that you can build off of. It is not yet broken, because every time it's broken, war has followed, whether it be civil, whether it be it's war and destruction follow broken things. That's why it's not broken yet. Yes, we are experiencing hardships, maybe not everybody at the same level, but it's coming and it is progressively getting worse. Progressively getting worse. All of our young people that are transitioning into adulthood, that are saying, hey, it's becoming harder to find jobs. It's becoming harder to find a place to live. And they are saying we are experiencing more anxiety, more depression. And now we just passed now we got an executive order that now will, because you have to track every executive order, will go through the House in some form or fashion to go through the legislative process. You have to understand that that's very important. The executive order gets passed. If the section of the executive order falls under the federal government, it can be implemented immediately. And that's why they had to run to the courts. But like I said earlier, we can't even hold the courts accountable. So right now, corruption is allowed to run rampant because we refuse to change the system. Because somebody will tell you that, hey, I haven't heard the candidate for governor, Rodney Glover, I haven't heard him talk about what he's going to do about housing prices, what he's going to do about insurance, what he's going to do about the HOA. Can he bring costs down in the kitchen? The only thing he keeps talking about is giving us power. The only thing that he's saying is first and foremost to him is the elected officials need to be held accountable to us. That sounds like a great idea to me, because if we put measures in place that hold your elected officials accountable, this means that we can go as far as recalling these people because they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, fire them and hire someone else that's going to do the job, because now they know that you answer to the same constituents who put you in that office. That's my goal. That's my goal. And then once we have to touch a lot of areas, but we need to slow down and we need to let our elected officials know that, hey, we do pay your tax money because we understand that even under this economic system that seems to be collapsing or will collapse, because I did the video on the fiat currency system, even though we know it's going to collapse, it's what we have until more people come up with a better plan. This means adding citizens to the think tank. I'm just asking you to give me an opportunity to put you and me in a much better position so that our children and their children have a chance to turn this around. And it maybe won't take as long to get it right if we put the right measures in place. Like I said, one measure that I just have never understood is why is there no legislative law against being completely a liar when you run for office? Why is it that you can find an individual that talks about a piece of legislation and they can be blatantly lying and it just doesn't matter? I think immediately when you were found to be blatantly lying, because citizens should expect for every elected official to, at minimum, be researching. There should be no non-research done when you're putting out the information. That's ridiculous. So the idea is to get citizens control. And make no mistake, we are battling for control. And if you're not paying, if that has not come into your peer view yet, this is a battle for control. That's why the House has a Republican ran House. They were battling for control. And the Democrats are saying, we want control next because there's a lot of problems. Citizens, we need to battle for control. We do. So when you are thinking about your district, when you are thinking about your state, you need to be asking yourself, is it them that they are pushing for control for, or is it you? Because you got to keep in mind, if a person campaigns on, I'm going to go into office and I'm going to fight for you. You mean the same fight that's been happening since I became an adult that is able to register to vote? The same fight, you're going to get in there and they're going to knock all your amendments down or not pass your bill unless you take dark money? You mean talking about that fight? No. Well, no. I'll never take dark money. The problem is, citizens, we need to put them in a position to where it doesn't matter. Hey, if somebody's going to pay you for your singular vote, but what you're going to implement, if you guys go to my website and look at my plan, but what you're going to implement affects all of us, now we all get to weigh in on that. And if we don't all agree, your legislative bill doesn't get passed. Now who's going to give you that dark money? That's what's important, citizens. Getting control of our elected officials and letting them know that we are no longer going to just idly let you do whatever it is you want to do, and making us more informed, making sure that when bills come out that you do bring us the who, what, when, where, why, and how in a timeline that gives us the opportunity to understand it and give a vote on it. So now we know how much weight citizens put behind this bill. It's very important to consider that because we are in a battle for control. Again, I'm a candidate for governor of Florida. You can go to my bio. It will show you how to support. And when I come to your area, by all means, come on and shake my hand. Thank you. You guys have a great evening.